The time is now 6:31. Good evening, and welcome to the September 17th, 2025 Capital Improvement Program Public Hearing. I am Brandon Jackson, Chairman of the Prince George's County Board of Education. To inform the public that Spanish interpretation is available by clicking on the globe at the bottom of the screen. Ms. Ashivadu, could you assist with translating the announcement in Spanish? For anyone unable to join us live, the hearing is beginning recording and will be available for later viewing on PGCPS YouTube channel. For recording purposes, the chairman reminds all to ensure that their microphones are muted when not speaking. The hearing is to receive the input from various individual departments and the public. The board is not conducting business, not taking any action, nor adopting any motions. Calling the hearing to order is not business, and adjourning to the hearing is not business. In the line policy 8345, public comment, it is established that the public can register on site for public hearings until the public is notified that the testimony registration form is closed. Tonight, registration will remain open for the live, written, and video testimony until 6:45 p.m. The testimony registration form is currently available on the Prince George's County Board of Education website or by visiting the link on the screen, scanning the QR code here. Ms. Woodridge, please give us a roll call. You can't hear me?
I will take the roll call, Chairman. Ms. Ajakaje, Dr. Anderful, Ms. Busser-Strother,
Present.
Mr. Briggs. You're muted, Mr. Briggs. Mrs. Brown,
Here.
Ms. Goins McCants,
Present.
Dr. Moss, Mrs. Olivo, Ms. Walker,
Present.
Mr. Jackson.
Here.
And just for the record, Mr. Briggs? Okay, I see him. So there's 7 members present, but no quorum is needed.
Thank you. The chairman recognizes Dr. Joseph for the Capital Improvement Plan presentation.
Well, good evening, Chairman Jackson, members of the board, and community members. Thank you for joining us this evening for the September 17th, 2025 CIP hearing. Our CIP is a 6-year plan that allocates funding for school construction, modernization, and system-wide facility needs. In Maryland, only the first fiscal year is appropriated in the annual budget, but the full 6-year plan provides continuity and transparency for long-term projects. The FY 2027 through 2032 CIP is a continuation of the FY 2026 through 2031 plan. As PGCPS advances several new schools and major modernizations, projects that require 4 to 7 years to complete, this year's request is solely a continuation of funding with no new initiatives introduced. All priorities remain aligned to the Educational Facilities Master Plan. We look forward to hearing feedback from our community members. Your input's is an essential part of our decision-making process. I'll now turn it over to Dr. Coleman, our Chief Operating Officer, to bring brief comments. And thank you again for joining us.
And thank you again, Dr. Joseph, and good evening, Board Chair Jackson, Board of Education members, parents, guardians, members of the community, and staff. Again, joining me today, we are excited to hear and listen to public comments on the proposed CIP. The school system administration will not respond to any comments or questions posed during the public hearing portion. The intention is to hear directly from parents, guardians, and other community members. Joining me this evening is Associate Superintendent for Supporting Services, Mr. Jason Washington, the Director of Capital Programs, Mrs. Shayla Jackson, the Project Management Supervisor, Mr. William Smith, and Capital Planning Supervisor, Mrs. Kayla Anthony. So again, we look forward to hearing from your comments, and we are yielding back time to begin the process.
Y'all hear me? Hello? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Okay. Thank you. The chairman recognizes the registered speakers for public comment. To our registered speakers, you are allotted 3 minutes to share your remarks. Speaking time may not be transferred to another individual. The board will not agree to engage in any dialogue during this portion of the hearing. Speakers are expected to refrain from using profanity or derogatory language. A warning will be issued once. Continued misconduct may result in the speaker being muted or removed from the hearing. To support a professional and courteous environment, speakers are encouraged to refer to individuals by their titles, such as chair, board member, superintendent, or principal, rather than by name. This evening, the board received 4 live public commenters requests, and we received 13 written testimonies. The chair encourages those who were not able to speak to submit their comments in writing to testimony@pgcps.org. Again, the email address is testimony@pgcps.org. Our first speaker tonight is Willa Adrenaline. Forgive me if I pronounced the last name wrong. Individual speaking on High Point renovations.
Chairman, there are actually, for correction, 5 registrants. Mr. Enderlin is not here yet, but Ms. Stephanie Blackwell is.
Okay, the chairman recognizes Ms. Stephanie Blackwell speaking on Disability Issues Advisory Board.
Good evening. I am Stephanie Blackwell, the chair of the Disability Issue Advisory Board. I'm here to address an important areas of concern for students receiving special education services within Prince George's County Public School. As we continue to build and improve the facilities for our students, we must ensure that the physical environment we create are accessible, inclusive, and supportive to every child learning experience. First, I urge the board to prioritize the integration of assistive technology and flexibility and infrastructure into our school designs. This means incorporating features that accommodate students who are hard of hearing, as well as flexible workstations that can be adjusted for height and mobility. By doing so, we can ensure that students are not displaced into separate learning environments, but rather remain integrated with their peers, fostering inclusion in the community. Equally important is in consideration of sensory-focused designs for students with autism, on the autism spectrum disorder, and sensory processing disorder. The environment can often be overwhelming. To address this, we must incorporate non-flickering LED lights to reduce the visual stimulation, as well as sound deadening materials to create a more calming atmosphere. Sensory knocks where students can decompress when needed. Should we be a part of the design, helping to minimize the distractions and provide a safe place for students to regroup? Another critical issue is accessibility to the play area. We must ensure that playgrounds are inclusive and accessible, incorporating sensory play elements and equipment that meet the needs of those children with mobility challenge. This will allow all students to encourage and learn through play, fostering an environment where no child is excluded. Accessibility should be extended beyond the classroom and the playgrounds. Backstage areas, locker rooms, and other support spaces must be designed with ramps with lifts to ensure that all students, regardless of their physical needs, can actively participate in school activities. We cannot continue to have facilities without these basic accommodations, especially when our students are performers, athletes, and leaders in the community. Additionally, I would like to address the importance of strategic planning and location construction of new facilities. When considering new schools or improvement, the plan must take into account specific needs of students in specialized programs. We need to ensure that transportation routes are analyzed and minimize long bus rides, particularly for students significantly medical or physical disabilities. Site selection should prioritize equality and assure that students, regardless of their needs, have access to resources that they require.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Moving on to our next speaker, Miss Petra Jones, individual building update needs at Melwood Elementary School.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good evening, everybody. First of all, foremost, thank you for hearing me. This is very much on the spot, but I'm a very concerned parent, have a student at Melwood Elementary School, also PTA member. I want to bring some of the concerns to your attention. The building is really old. It has massive problems. I'm sorry, I apologize. My English is my second language, so please bear with me. We were fortunate enough to have a traffic light on Woodyard Road because the traffic is very intense, but we do not have a left turn into the school parking lot, which have caused several accidents already and is a concern for the students crossing the road because we have only a traffic guard till 7:30, which is, I believe, like 15 minutes. So that is number one, the traffic light into the parking lot. Then the parking lot itself has severe potholes. We've been trying to get that repaved for about 10 years. We worked on that. A bus loop behind the school was in planning, but I believe also that went through like 2 administrations so far and has not been was not able to do. When the Madison Middle School was repaired, the pavement trucks were parked in the parking lot, but we never got the parking lot repaved. Also, there's a leak in the roof. There are several leaks in different locations. There is a severe mold smell and mildew smell in the school. My student has severe asthma. When he's in the school, he has severe asthma problems. So as soon as you walk into school, I know Ms. Walker was there last night. It's a extreme smell that everybody it's noticeable. You have your clothes smell severely like mildew and possibly mold. The heating and air conditioning system is a problem. Some areas are freezing, some of them are cold. We have the external units outside in the summertime. They've been removed now because they say there's no need for air conditioning, but it's still a problem. The heating and cooling. And the playground as well is a problem because students got hurt. It's from the 1950s. Students get hurt on the equipment. So it's also a very big concern on the playground outside. So these are, I probably didn't even cover all the issues, but this is what I've talked to the principal about and that are very obvious. So the school is probably from the 1970s, as many schools, so please take that in consideration. Thank you, everybody.
Chair Jackson, you're on mute.
Apologies. I was saying thank you, Ms. Jones. So our next speaker is Amber Comer Jameson, individual speaking on building standards.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amber Comer Jameson. I have 3 children in PGCPS, 2 in middle school, Benjamin Tasker, 1 in Kenilworth Elementary in Bowie. I wanted to bring to the panel the concerns for the lack of standards in our schools. Our schools in Bowie are some of the oldest schools, and I'm sure this is a same old song that you've heard. However, I think it's pretty ridiculous that our houses sell for so much money and yet our children go to schools that you can't drink out of the water fountains because there's lead in the pipes, there's asbestos in the flooring, there's leaky ceilings where teachers literally have buckets catching the water. My twins who were in 3rd grade at the time literally had to learn in their winter jackets because there was no heat in their classroom. There was no heat, and there still is no heat in Kenilworth bathrooms. That's a problem for me. My husband and I bust our butt to live where we live, and I think it's ridiculous that our money is going towards schools that looks drabby, crusty, musty. There's cobwebs everywhere. There should be standards. There should be inspections. Not to mention my students now who are in Tasker Middle School, they can't go to the bathrooms at certain times, which I understand maybe for safety reasons. And there's all this, the drop-off situation at Kenilworth is ridiculous. People have gotten in car accidents. We could literally just invest money in putting in another roundabout in the front of the school for the parents to drop off. People are paying out of pocket for car damages because of the drop-off situation. I just feel like we should have a standard and we're not meeting it.
Thank you so much. Moving on to our next speaker, Ms. Stephanie Jenkins, Individual Advocacy for New Playground to meet the standards of students with disabilities and diverse sensory needs.
So good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Stephanie Jenkins, and I represent Overlook Full Spanish Immersion School in Temple Hills, Maryland. I would like to begin with this quote: "Play is not a break from learning. It's the soil where growth begins." I am here to advocate for a new playground, not just as an upgrade, but as an essential investment in student safety and inclusion, particularly for students with disabilities and diverse sensory needs. The equipment currently in use dates back to at least the late 1970s. One parent shared that both she and her mother played on these same structures. Her mother as a student in the late 70s, and she herself in the late 90s. That means 3 generations have used the same aging equipment, which compromises both the safety and developmental needs of our students. The playground structures have become visibly corroded and pose safety risk. Students have been advocating for change for years. Photos and videos from students were presented to the board prior to my coming to Overlook. To my understanding, renovation was scheduled prior to COVID, but never came to fruition. This is not just a maintenance issue, it's a daily barrier to safety, dignity, and inclusion. Our current playground lacks safe surfacing and design features that allow children with mobility challenges and developmental differences to move, play, and belong in ways that reflect their unique needs. But the risks don't stop there. The aging equipment and deteriorating structures pose safety hazards to all students, regardless of ability. Sharp edges, unstable surfaces, and outdated layouts increase the likelihood of injury and limit the freedom of play for everyone. I'm asking that we begin planning a new playground that reflects universal design principles, wheelchair accessible paths, sensory panels, calming zones, and equipment that supports a range of abilities. Every child deserves a space where they can play without risk of injury and where their physical and emotional needs are anticipated with care. A well-designed playground isn't just safer, it's more welcoming, more empowering, and more reflective of the community that we want to build. And I also emailed pictures to the board, citing examples of the aging equipment and also pictures of student injuries as well. I do thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jenkins. Moving on, thank you. Thank you to the public commenters for your input tonight. The Department of Capital Improvements will take your comments under advisement as they will plan the final CIP. We want to thank you for all joining tonight. The time is now 6:52 and the September 17th, 2025 CIP public hearing is adjourned. Good night.
Thank you.